What you just saw was that this is a daily routine that we do, is to run a line here to our well so that we can pump water not only for the orphanage down there, but also for Pastor Rigo and his boss end up here. This is the first well, number 1 well. You have to check, make sure that the valve is in the right position. And when we pull, there goes the pump. Now we're picking up water and throwing it down there to the orphanage, to 1, 2, 3, and 4 tanks up on top of the apartment. So that's where the water is going at present. Now when we get those full, then we will switch the valve. We will open this valve over here and we'll close that one so the water will go up into that basin. I have to check and make sure that one's closed for the moment. And it's open, so we're going to close it. So now, by closing that valve, we will put more pressure down the line to shoot more water to the orphanage. Now, because of the public power is on, you can see it by that light and by that light there, we're getting public power. But the public power is not sufficient volts to really run the pump the way it should be run. Therefore, we're going to use this big generator around here to create the volts that we really need for that pump to operate properly. Right now that pump is getting about 206 volts and it needs about 230 volts to run properly. This is another generator that we have on the compound that we use to power up the lights and everything at night. A lot of times when I'm pumping, I will charge the batteries with this generator here, which you'll see in a moment. But we also have this generator here as a backup. This is a 15,000 watt Kubota diesel generator, and what I'm going to do now is I'm checking the fuel. And the fuel is a little less than half a tank, so I'm going to add some. And to do that, we have to, this little routine we have to go through to add fuel. Some people have the misgiven idea that, being a missionary is the only thing you do is preach in churches. Well, that's completely false, because 33 1/3% of your time on the mission field is taking care of yourself. In other words, so that you can function and do the other work that the Lord has given you to do. You're seeing some of it now. Gail, if you want to say anything, feel free. might take a picture of Gail. She doesn't like to be on camera, she said. But, you know. I don't know whether you can see that or not. The light's kind of, oh, however, I could give you a light since we have outside power coming through at the moment. By the way, I don't know whether you've ever seen a self-breathing diesel can, but this is a self-breathing diesel can. It breathes. I can turn it up like this and exit the fuel because it breathes right through this neck here without spilling it. Now we're going to check our fuel supply again. Before I do that, I'm going to cut the public power off with this switch and fix to go to generator power. One thing that we have to be careful about, and that is that you don't spill diesel fuel. Okay, now our tank is about 3/4 full. So that'll be sufficient for what we want to do. As you know, most diesel engines have what they call a glow plug and to start. So you turn it on glow first, and when the glow plug is out, then power down to the inverter and the batteries that charge up the batteries for the night. Check this switch right here. So we're going to put it down to the Kubota generator. If we were using this generator, I would put it up to the SDMO generator. It is now not only pumping water, but it's also charging batteries down there at the